Tarafa kia ora and welcome back to Freshing in Rugby. Hey, thank you so much, guys, for watching. I just want to give a massive shout out to all those that subscribed since my last video. I mean, I only just started back, but it's been overwhelming for those that have been commenting and also subscribing. So yeah, thank you so much. Big ups to you guys. I wish I could say all your names, but sometimes maybe I'll try and make a list and just to show my appreciation for all that you guys do. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And I know the last video was what, 22 minutes, so to watch a beautiful bold guy talking for a while, I'm truly grateful. So thank you guys for being with me. I really wanted this channel, not only that we're going to do reactions by analyzing the games, but also I hope it'll be like a safe space for you to share how you feel about the games. If you did watch it, what were some of the things that impressed you? I really want to learn from you as well. Maybe there are a few things that you might share that I wasn't aware of or I didn't see. So vice versa. Let's try and learn together. So yeah, feel free to hit me down in the comments down below, how you felt about the games. So today I wanted to react and also analyze the game between the All Blacks and England, the second game. Just a little bit of history. This game was held in Eden Park in Auckland. Now, I know that England lost the game prior to that. Okay, so for them to go and try to beat the All Blacks in Eden Park, it was a tough ask. Because if you didn't know about Eden Park is like a spiritual ground for rugby. And not only that, but for the All Blacks alone. So, although England wanted to, I guess, seek revenge, to do it at Eden Park is a tough mission, because I believe it's been 30 years since the All Blacks haven't lost in that field, and it's a record of 48 games on the trot. So, but not only that, Razor, being a new coach, he'll definitely want to make his mark as well at Eden Park. So I wanted to go back and actually, lately I've been just watching the games, but I'm trying to change my mindset, not only watching, but trying to study what's happening in the games, because I feel that would help me more as a coach. But then, if you're playing as well, if you watch the game, try and study it instead of just watching it. Because if you do watch it, you'll see the detail and you'll see how critical the teams are. Especially, you might have your own favorite player that's playing at the time. So, analyzing how he plays and things like that, paying real attention to how they act on the field, it can help you improve in your own game. Okay. Now, like I said before, family and friends and, whoever's watching this, feel free to share your comments down below. Yeah. So I've got Mr. Brown with me. Yeah. Obviously taking some notes. So I'm going to try and cut this video down as, as short as I can, but it's very hard when you're analyzing, because there's so much things you want to say, but I try not to say too much, especially not saying things that don't matter. Hey, okay. All right. I'll try and stick to the topic. Now, England versus the All Blacks, second game at Eden Park. Attack. Now, what I saw from the England team, they were using a 1-3-3-1. But not only the 1-3-3-1, but they were also coasted from one wing to the other. Okay? So what that means is that they have one pod here, hit the other three, hit another three, and then they'll send it all the way out to the wing. Okay? So therefore, it's from one wing all the way out to the other wing. Now, the benefit of that is it tires out the forwards. Yeah? It really puts the defense under pressure. Okay? And that's how England actually scored their 2 tries. When they coasted the ball from wing to wing, and then they came back using one more pod, and then Marcus Smith just did a cross kick, and both of his wingers scored those tremendous tries off the top. And so, that's what I saw with the attack that England had. They didn't really commit too many players, obviously, into the rucks. It was just a 3-man pod. And then there was the option man. And then once again, very well utilized from England on the attack. Another thing that I realized from the England attack, they did kick a lot of box kicks, but they were all contestable. Yeah, so it was a tactic. So obviously they kicked it with the mindset that they want to get it back. And judging from the wingers how they scored those two awesome ass tries, they have the ability and the skill to get up in the air and get those balls back. So that was something that stood out to me as well. So really awesome to see a team that not only just kicking for the sake of kicking away the ball, but their mission was to get it back. And something that I see a lot of, I guess, club level where I'm at, when we kick the ball, is no one bothers to chase. So if everyone has sort of had the mindset of trying to kick and then trying to get the ball back, it'll probably make a big difference, eh? And so that was the attack that I saw England use. Okay, the All Blacks, man, they came firing out of the gate. Now the All Blacks, they wanted to run England out of breath. Harder. You should watch that first 2 minutes of the game. But likewise, England, they were turning up. They didn't take a back step to it, did they? So that's what I saw from the All Blacks. You know, back in the days of King Collis, you know, that guy was so confident. Not only because King Collis was so confident, that confidence was felt throughout all of the back line. And so King Collis was able to run the ball from the try line to, you know, whenever they're in their red zone, they would just run it out because of that confidence. And I think that's something that I saw with the All Blacks. You know, they didn't really kick much from their own 22, but rather they counter-attack, it's refreshing, you know. And I think if you go back and watch the Crusaders, that's the sort of the game plan that Razor was using when he was coaching the Crusaders. You know, it was like a never die attitude. So it was always, don't kick the ball, pass it, okay? So, but it was refreshing to watch, yeah? You know, new coach, coaching young players, and, you know, a few experienced players in there as well, with the All Blacks team still. But it's so good to see a running game, you know, running game into open spaces. And so that was really good from Razor, man. So, you know, what was not to love? But it was clearly that the All Blacks were using the 1-3-3-1 as well. Okay. Strong running through the middle. Obviously with Adi Savea, man, he's a beast. Adi Savea Mosul. Man, you're an inspiration. Just keep it up, eh? So, you know, one of the best things that we can learn from Adi Savea is, man, his leg drive. Yeah. And that was so good about the tries. The first try that the All Blacks scored was the front ball that the forwards were able to receive. You know, like I think everyone will know that if our forwards go forward, you know, they get the run on, then the backs can do what they do. And so the forwards were able to dominate, and then giving the ball to the backs, then they just do their thing. And so that was pretty good attacking from the All Blacks. Very strong up front. Defense, you saw the England guys, or England team, sorry. They made a lot of two-man tackle. Yeah, they also played a lot of blitz defense. Most of the time it was up and out. Okay, so, and that was, I think when you're playing the up and out, it's more like forcing them to the sideline. Yeah, using the advantage of having the sideline to be your 16th men, to so to speak, if you're playing on defense. And it worked. You know, there was a lot of time that the England backline were blitzing on the All Blacks, and it put them under pressure. You know, they didn't know what to do. They didn't even know who they were passing it to. Okay, and so that's a great thing about blitz defense. Okay, puts them under pressure. Now, another good thing that I've learned about defense is not only when you're defending, but you also got to learn how to defend from the set pieces. So for an example, if you have a line out, you know, I know a lot of people don't probably think about this, but how do you defend from a line out? Because that's where the play starts from. Yeah, it just doesn't you don't start defending once the ball leaves the line out. You defend when the line out happens. So to me, Itoji, bro, you are the man. You put my team under a lot of headache, man. And so, but that's how you learn. You know, when the best plays against the best, they learn from each other. You know what? But what's so cool about that is they're trying to find each other's weaknesses during the game and then explore that. That is so cool. It's like a game of chess. So, massive shout out to Toji from defending that lineup. Man, bro, you were killing it. And so keep up the good work. And so that's what I saw from the England. You know, they didn't just defend on the line. Their defense started from the set piece. Okay, if that makes any sense to you guys. The All Blacks. Now, I'm not just saying this because I love the All Blacks, okay? But this is something that I can be proud of. I can see that the All Blacks have obviously worked hard on the one-on-one tackle, yeah? And then not only that, once you make that tackle, you get up and then you try to go through the ruck. Now, you'll see that a lot if you go back and watch this game, which is something that we learned back home, that, you know, you don't complete a tackle until you're back on your feet, okay? So what that means is you make the tackle, you get up on your feet, and then you're trying to disrupt the ruck. So that's something that I try to teach. It's definitely something that I used when I was playing, and I've seen it a lot growing up back home, and I think that's the same style that the All Blacks are doing. Very rare you will see the All Blacks team make a two-man tackle. If you go back and watch the England game, okay, which I just did, there was a lot of one-on-one tackle, and you had to make those tackles. Okay, you'll be accountable if you miss it. And so that was the difference. Now, not only that, the All Blacks they were great at doing the one-on-one tackle, but then we're still on defense, by the way, yeah? And then on defense, only one person will be trying to disrupt the rucks, yeah? And then the rest of them will just fan out. So it was a lot of a one-man during that tackle and in that section of play when England hit the ground. So therefore, you will go back and see that with just that one person trying to disrupt the ruck, it cost about at least 3 or 4 England forwards to go in and trying to secure the ruck. Yeah, so that speaks volume, okay, of what the All Blacks were doing there on their defense. So just that one person, make the tackle, get back on your feet, trying to disrupt the ruck. That's all form of defense. Yeah, and so you will see that the All Blacks only committed one person into the ruck. Okay, that gives them 14 on their feet to defend. Therefore, England will have 3 or 4 guys, which it gives them short and less numbers to counter or to attack with. Okay, so that's defense. Now, set piece for me, the scrums. As much as England and Itoji did do damage in the lineouts, but I think the All Blacks outpowered them during the scrum. Yeah, and so that was I think the All Blacks won their set piece and England won the lineouts. So it was 1-1 for me. Okay, obviously with the scrums, one thing that I picked up with the scrums, for any of you fellas that wanted to play halfback, watch Christie. Yeah, watch Christie, the All Blacks halfback in the first half. See how he stopped the number 8 off the scrum. So the rule is to be honest, man, I don't even know where the rule is with the halfbacks. They're standing. There's always different places. But with the scrum that I saw Christie, he didn't go past the number 6. But he poked his head through enough for him to know that the number 8 was going to pick the ball. And then he came around and made that tackle. So all judgment, and make sure you make the right corner and the right decision when to move to make that tackle. Okay. So that's on the scrums. And that's on the set pieces as well. Now, going back to the tries, as I was impressed with Telea scoring 2 tries. But then, however, he did let 2 tries in. So I think moving forward with Razor, I think Will Jordan, it's another good winger that hasn't played yet. I think he's about to come back. And then one thing I want to say, don't be shocked if we see Rico Ioane at the wings. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, man. You're like, oh, this fella doesn't know what he's talking about. But the way I looked at Rico Ioane in this game, it was like, oh man, it's like once he had the ball, it just appears like there was no other options for him to do other than either hit straight or hit the ground, But in saying that, that could be the game plan. Yeah, so probably many of us are saying, oh, Rico Ioane is not doing much. When he gets the ball, he just goes straight and goes down. But that could be the game plan. And talking about that on attack as well, you will see off the lineouts and also off the scrums, England will use their number 12. Yeah, I think his name is Lawrence. Will use their number 12 to crash. So the whole purpose of that I feel is that it was to generate quick ball. Yeah. So either would it be off the liner or off the scrum. So number 12 will just run that ball, just crash, and with the hope of just quickly holding the defense. Yeah. Holding the line speed. And so number 12 going in there, and then depending of how many people are the All Blacks that are going to commit. But the hope is there'll be less on defense. So with the 12 crashing, the whole purpose is generating quick ball. And then hopefully England will catch the All Blacks in short numbers on defense. So that was another tactic that I saw as well. There were a few things that actually happened in the game that I was impressed with. The wingers, man, if you want to be good in the air, watch the England team, and also watch South Africa. I think that's one of the things that we lack at the moment. Well, I can't say we lack, is not everyone, but it was definitely something that we lacked on that game on Saturday. I don't want to say what Telea did was negative, but that's just the little things that I think he would have to work on in his game, especially if you're going to be playing against the Springboks and the Pumas, because if they know that Telea is not good under the ball, that's where they're going to send it all day, every day. Okay. One thing that I liked about also, see, these things are just coming to memory as I'm talking. One thing that I like about England and their attack is that they would always, in their kickoffs, they're very specific on where they want the ball to land. And if you see it, it's always just either just before or just behind. Yeah, just in front or just behind the 22. But what that does is forces team to kick out. Yeah, to kick out the ball. And then it gives England that opportunity to still attack within their 50 meters. Okay. Now, there was a massive injury. I think it was to a player, Henry Slade. Now, if you go back and watch that injury, please, young fellas, there's a reason why your coaches tell you to put your head in the right way. Or these days, they still teach it cheek to cheek. Okay? Because if you see Henry Slade, although he has played a lot of games, you can still get caught in the wrong positions. So don't put your head in front of the knees, man. You'll never end up anywhere good for you. So always head to the side. Okay? Right shoulder, right leg, left shoulder, left leg. And then you should always find yourself putting your head in the right spot. Okay? I think hopefully Henry has recovered from that, but it was a pretty hard knock. Not only he got knocked by because of his positioning in the tackle, but I think Marcus Smith ran through and hit him with his shin. So yeah, it's a double hitter. That's what you call a double hitter. So hopefully he has recovered from that. There was one technique that I saw Cyril Reese used when the All Blacks were chasing one of the kickoffs from the restart. Actually, Cyril Reese ran past everyone, and then England player caught the ball, came down, and then Reese joined him as if he was one of the England players. And that straight away sort of formed like a maul. So that's something that was rare for me to see, but I like that. It's something I can definitely teach, our wingers to do, is to try and, come from behind during the kickoffs and then try and hold them up. So it could be in the form of a maul. Yeah. But outstanding players, outstanding plays from everyone. As you can see, it's a tough game. Really, it was very close. But the All Blacks made the most of their opportunities, and I thought they were outstanding. There were quite a few penalties that started creeping in towards the end of the game, and towards the All Blacks. And unfortunately, England didn't come away with that last try. I mean, how beautiful it was to see England score just before halftime, and then it was sad to see them. But you guys, just to clarify, the reason why they didn't score that last try is because not only it was 2 mauls, but I think it was Lawrence again that was in front of the number 2 or in front of the players. Now, the ruling is, if you're going to latch, you got to latch from behind. You can't latch in front, because if you latch in front of the ball carrier, it becomes an obstruction. Okay? So that's just something for you guys to sort of understand if you didn't get why that call went that way. Okay? Now, at the end of my videos now, when I do finish my reactions and analyzing the games, I want to give my 3-2-1. So 3 is going, pretty much the most player of the match, and then 2 is going to go to the second one, and then you get the point. Yeah. So for me, 3 points goes to Marcus Smith. I thought he was a general out there. The way he controlled, although they lost the game, but he definitely controlled the game the best way that he should. And he ran the ball hard as well. He made the right decision. I think there was only one call where he misjudged one of the box kicks to his winger. And I think that was probably the only poor call that he made. Okay. So for him, Marcus Smith was probably, he gets that 3 for me. Number 2, who gets the two points for me, is Beauden Barrett. Now, you might question he didn't play the whole game. But bro, Beauden Barrett came in and did more than everybody that actually played the game. Sorry. He's the master at it. Okay. And he actually influenced and changed the game when he came on. And just actually gave the All Blacks what it was needed, what it was missing. Okay. To get that go forward. And you will see him. There was one time where he did that, you see it in the way he sacrificed himself, but he pulled a kick. He did a kick, and he got hit at the same time. Now, sometimes it's hard for people to do that, but that's actually a skill, yeah? But you got to be willing to be smashed, because that's what's going to happen. So in order for the All Blacks to get into that, to get into the red zone for England, Beauden Barrett had to take the hit and kick at the same time. Okay, sometimes in the games you have to sacrifice yourself in order to open up space or to make decisions and good kicks like Beauden Barrett did. So that's why he deserves my number 2. But he just came on, he just gave a whole different energy, a whole different vibe to the All Blacks. Exactly just what was needed. Okay, my number 1 goes to Itoje, because this fella, like I said before, he was giving us all sorts of headaches during the lineouts. So that's my 3-2-1. And look, another reason why I went with Marcus Smith as well, very committed, and likewise with Beauden Barrett as well. They both did try scoring tackles. Now the one that in the first half where where Marcus Smith saved that try, which it could have been a try, because that's where I said Telea made a poor decision there. But I think it would have been Perofeta that should have made the right decision. He should have gone on the inside. He should have passed the ball on the inside to, I think it was another Brody that was outside of him. He had 2 All Blacks outside of him, but he decided to go to Perofeta. Obviously when you're playing with someone for such a long time, because they're teammates, I reckon he trusted Perofeta trusted Telea to score that try. But and then Telea decided to throw another ball in. It was so casual, like it was, man, I don't want to make it sound like Telea was playing that bad, because he wasn't. But it's just a little thing. Say, sorry, my bro, I don't want me to be picking on you. But yeah, but if Perofeta if he did give that first pass on the inside, then we would have scored that try as well. But in saying that, for all of you guys out there, if you want to be good rugby players, don't give up on your chase. Marcus and the wingers chased the All Blacks all the way back, and what happened? Marcus ended up saving that try. Brilliant, eh? Okay, that's what coaches look for. Okay, work. And what's most important is the work off the ball than with the ball. Okay, so just because you don't have the ball with you and you're not running with it, doesn't mean that the coach is not looking at what you do. So Smith, brother, that was a great example of that. And then Braden Barrett, when he saved that try, which I believe it would have been disallowed at the end anyways, from England, once again sacrifices, put his body on the line, man, right underneath the ball. Okay, once again another technique that you can see of how good the All Blacks is. But yeah, that's why Marcus Smith got my vote for 3, Braden Barrett for 2, and then Itoji for 1. But nah, man, what did you guys reckon? Did I sort of touch on the things that were important? If not, what did I miss out? I mean, I really want to hear your thoughts. Hey, please do comment down below. Let me know which game you want me to sort of have a look at, and then try and analyze the best I can. I know I asked in the last video, and then someone sent me a request to review or react to a game called, I think it was under All England Hurling. Interesting. I've never seen that game before, but man, it was great. I did go and watch it. So I might give my thoughts on that later on. But now, yeah, once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying there and enjoying this video. And I hope you actually did enjoy the video. But it's once again good to be with you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the next one. Thanks, team. All right, bye.